Go Ra'andu Ra, I say. Mama Seta. Ashidu Ashite Ashawan vibrations, every baka. May your mind, bakas, and souls be old. May your omits be sound. May your bakas be leaven off ground. When we keep to the breath, to the earth, to the Mathor, to the Seon, the soul of Ra guides and keeps you old. I Anma, I Ezra. Ela se el se I, Christ or a chaplain, Tata Amin Ra. I'm our truth awareness. True talk can be a part of the greatest transfer of Ma Elf, that's intelligence, Aminology to Angodu. This is sound logic. And with all that being offered to you, being a fool is absolutely your choice. To Ray is Ray 1851. We are on the 6th Gematria numerological value. To Ray's erected command is Ed. Go to Google, go to Apple, download this Kagodora app so you can participate. You can be a part of the spell code breakers because this is the Kagodora report for 1851. We are beginning our Rayleigh review. We know the power of the Kagodora. We know that each ray represents a previous year. And those in the occult, the draconians, can and do utilize the master timeline to coordinate their Gregorian timeline and the things that are in it. So when you have this contrast, having a reset, a rekindling of a fire that was previously burning can be possible. But with awareness, in which we have achieved through this Kagodora, we can also block and stop those things by revisiting what happened in those years and making a conscious decision not to allow those things to happen again. And on the other hand, maybe there are some things that happened that benefited us. So that also could be utilized as information to help bring back that frequency. It works both ways. So go to Google, go to Apple, download this Kagodora app, go to jesus.com or savbysound.com and get the solarization program courses going on. It starts with you receiving the I Baka to Om, and that is your protection. You get access to this Mathorian Kagodora file where you can display it, print it, take it to your local printer, or better yet, please click the link. It takes you to aminrod.com. That's our Shopify store where you can purchase this Kagodora. It will come right to your door. The 18 by 24 inch poster. You get access to our apparel. You get access to books. You got to wear what the devils fear. I don't consent to draconian state, nor should you hashtag that in your post. Thought is the spores that spawns intelligence, then a fungi.org. You know your mental health is all about your etheric compass. If you are not orientated, tethered to sound, then you are lost on the ground. All right? Get tethered to Ba'am. This is the solarization that happens at jesus.com. All right? You get access to the directionary where we tackle those decoded words with its sound logic Ta'angodu decoding search engine, because words of the dictionary die your erection. And with that, we're speaking Ta'angodu because we speak motion. All right, so let's go and see what has happened in the year 1851. It's been a very interesting two reviews that we've had. This is our third, right? And so let's just see. Let's just see what's happened in the year 1851. We'll give Deep Seek here some time to give us our query results. This is extremely interesting, what we've been able to come up with this Kagodora. It's quite amazing. I'm looking forward to 2026 in the month of May when our Kagodora will be reading rays like 2025 and 2026. Well, we won't be able to go to Google and ask them what happened in those years because those years would not have arrived yet. So it focuses us to focus on sowing our reality, okay, which is not going to come to pass until, of course, maturity, whenever that is. Okay, this is a wonderful time. Okay, it's a wonderful time, but we have to capitalize it. This is why you need to get the Mathorian Kagodora. You need to tell everybody to get the Mathorian Kagodora. It needs to be something that we convert to transition at mass. Okay, we need to pull this draconian plug. All right. The great exhibition of the works of the industry of all nations. This is beginning of what's happened, a summary of what happened in the year 1851, major events. Okay, so the great exhibition of works of industry of all nations. This was an undisputed global event of the year held in London. The Crystal Palace, the exhibition was housed in a revolutionary glass and iron structure as the Crystal Palace built in Hyde Park. It was a marvel of modern engineering and design covering 19 acres. Purpose and symbolism. Organized by Prince Albert, it was intended to showcase the industrial and cultural supremacy of Great Britain, but also featured exhibits from around the world. It stood as a powerful symbol of peace, progress, and the benefits of free trade. Impact. It was a massive success, attracting over 6 million visitors, equivalent to a third of Britain's population at the time. The profits from the event were used to found London's South Kensington museums, including the Victoria Albert Museums and the Science Museums. United States. Rising tensions and expansions. The fallout from the Compromise of 1850 continued to dominate American life. The appeal of the independent Democrats in response to Kansas-Nebraska Act, which was being debated and would pass in 1854. Prominent anti-slavery senators like Salmon P. Chase and Charles Sumner published this document. It was a fiery protest and galvanized Northern public opinion against the expansion of slavery, making a key moment of the formation of the Republican Party. Fugitive Slave Act enforcement. The controversial 1850 law led to several dramatic and violent incidences where fugitive slaves were captured and rescued by the abolitionists, mobs, further inflaming sectional passions. San Francisco Vigilance Committee of 1851. In response to the rampant crime of corruption in the booming gold rush city, a group of prominent citizens formed a vigilante committee. They seized power, tried to execute several alleged criminals, and deported many others. This event highlighted the lack of formal law and order in the rapidly expanding West. Yosemite Valley discovery. Well known to the Native Americans for millennia, the Mariposa Battalion, a state-sanctioned militia, is credited with being the first organized group of European Americans to enter Yosemite Valley, leading to its eventual fame and preservation. Global politics and empire. The French coup of 1851. The December 2nd, 1851, Prince President Louis Napoleon Bonaparte staged a coup d'etat, dissolving the French National Assembly. He used military force to crush resistance, paving the way for him to declare himself Emperor Napoleon III the following year, ending the French Second Republic. The first Australian gold rush. Gold was discovered in New South Wales and Victoria in 1851, leading to a massive influx of immigrants and dramatically transformed the Australian economy and society, similar to the California gold rush. The Ioannina earthquake, a devastating earthquake, struck a city of Ioannina in the Ottoman Empire, killing hundreds and destroying much of the city. Science, technology, and culture. The New York Times, founded on September 18, 1851, Henry Jarvis Raymond and George Jones founded New York's Daily Times, which would later be renamed New York Times. The motto, all the news that fit to print, would appear later. Herman Melville's Moby Dick, one of the great American novels, was published in 1851. Although a commercial failure at the time, it is now considered a masterpiece of world literature. Nathaniel Hawthorne, The House of Seven Gables, another major work of American literature, was published in this year. Isaac Singer's patents the sewing machine. Although Elias Howe had patented the lock stitch machine earlier, Isaac Singer patented a sewing machine with a rigid arm and presser foot, making it more practical for home use. This led to the sewing machine war of patent lawsuits. Summary. In essence, 1851 was a year that celebrated industrial and imperial confidence with the great exhibitions, while beneath the surface political tensions were boiling over France and the United States. It was also a year of foundational cultural moments with the publication of Moby Dick and the founding of New York Times, opening the Australian gold rush. Well, that was actually pretty interesting. It wasn't as crazy as it was yesterday. The year 1850, was pretty, yeah, it was pretty crazy. Okay, so this year, it had some pretty interesting things, but, all in all, nothing I can see as a threat coming back here. Yesterday was the big one. And like this year, is just a residual of the year before. All right. So that's our Mathorian Kagodora update for Ray 1851. Remember that to Ray is ed a. So that means breath has been added to you. And now you have to continue adding breath to everything around you. Okay, so breathe breath into everything around you. Okay, so this means give the things that are sound attention. Okay, that's breath. That's a form of breath. All right? It's number 6 on the gematria. So whatever that means to you, to Ray is your Ray for that. All right? We know the 6. People like to think about, demonic things. But we got to recognize and realize that demonic doesn't really have any things it could say that it made except for misery. Okay, so it's about recalling and taking things back. This is the Mathorian Kagodora report. Please download the app. Go to Google, go to Apple, and download the app. Join Jesus, sign up, give sound, logic, voice, power. Okay? You got that. This is True Talk. Christ Story Chaplain, Tata Amen Ra, Mathorian Kagodora.